Imagine if you could manifest your deepest desires into reality. What if your assumptions could shape your world? In the realm of the mystical and the spiritual, there exists a concept known as the law of assumption. This principle suggests that our assumptions, our beliefs, have the power to shape our reality. Now, where did this idea originate? It's linked to a man named Neville Goddard, a spiritual teacher, a visionary who stood out from the crowd with his unique perspective on reality and our ability to shape it. He didn't just preach the concept of mind over matter, he lived it. Neville Goddard believed that we, as individuals, hold the power to manifest our desires. That our thoughts, our assumptions, are not just fleeting notions, but seeds that can bloom into the reality we experience. What if I told you Neville Goddard lived his teachings and manifested his desires? Neville Goddard, the 20th century mystic, lived his teachings. His life serves as a testament to the power of the law of assumption. Let's delve into the life of Neville, a man who truly embodied his teachings. Born on the small island of Barbados, Neville yearned for more than what his birthplace could offer. He yearned for the bustling city life, for the bright lights of New York City. He assumed this desire as his reality, and soon enough, an opportunity arose. A letter from a family member presented him with a chance to move to New York, and Neville seized it. He didn't just dream about the city, he assumed he was already there, and so his assumption became his reality. Neville's success in the theater is another testament to his faith in the law of assumption. When he was just starting out, Neville didn't see himself as a struggling actor, but rather as a successful one. He assumed the feeling of success, and the universe responded in kind. Before long, he was sharing the stage with the likes of Ethel Barrymore and Joseph Schildkraut. Again, his assumption shaped his reality. But perhaps the most profound example of Neville's application of the law of assumption was his transition from actor to spiritual teacher. Neville didn't just wake up one day and decide to become a mystic. He assumed the role, he felt it in his bones, he lived it in his imaginations. He began to see himself not just as an actor, but as a vessel for spiritual teachings. And sure enough, his life took a turn. He found himself drawn to metaphysics, to the teachings of Abdullah, and to the concept of the law of assumption. He didn't just study these teachings, he absorbed them, he became them. His assumption of the role of a spiritual teacher manifested into his reality, shaping the rest of his life and influencing countless others. Goddard's life was not an accident of fate, but a testament to the power of assumption. His story serves as a beacon, reminding us that we too can shape our reality through the power of our assumptions. Now, consider your own life. What if you could harness the power of assumption? Imagine the limitless possibilities that open up when you realize the power of your own thoughts, the power of your own assumptions. Picture yourself steering the course of your life, not by the winds of circumstance, but by the sails of your own belief. This, my friends, is the law of assumption, a principle that invites you to assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled. It asks you to inhabit the reality you desire right here, right now, in your own mind. But how, you ask? Well, let's delve into that. First, mental discipline. This is not about brute force or suppression, but about gentle control. It's about guiding your thoughts to align with your desires rather than letting them run wild. It's about disregarding the external world that contradicts your desires and focusing solely on your internal world where your wish is already a reality. Then faith, not in some external entity, but in yourself and in the power of your own assumptions. Have faith that your thoughts have the power to shape your reality. Believe that the reality you assume in your mind, no matter how distant or impossible it seems, is already yours. And finally, the power of positive thinking. This is not about ignoring the negative, but about choosing the positive. It's about viewing every setback as a setup for a comeback, every failure as a stepping stone to success. It's about cultivating a mindset where you see possibilities, not problems, solutions, not obstacles. Start small. Assume the reality of small desires first. As you see them manifest, your faith in the law of assumption will grow, your mental discipline will strengthen, and your positive thinking will become second nature. Remember, your reality is what you assume it to be. The world is your mirror, reflecting what you assume. So assume wisely, dear friends, for in your assumptions lie the power to shape your world.